Hi there, it's Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More, Worldwide TV Network, I2247 out of Franklin, Tennessee, WomenOnTV.tv, and obviously now iHeartRadio on all platforms around the world. So this is the week for BIFF, Beloit International Film Festival, with the Executive Director, Greg Gerard. All right, Greg, what's happening down to your last hours right before? We've got cold weather in Wisconsin. At least the power's not going off like the rest of the country, right? No high winds or anything either, right?
I'm telling you, it's been. I think we're in the midst of a change of fronts here, Brian. It has been about 10 days, I think, of sub-zero temperatures overnight. Some wind chills plummeting to -30 actually over the last several days. But I think we are going to be right on time with an uptick in temperatures. Daytime temperatures climbing up into the possibly the low 20s. Which is for us will be kind of balmy, and we've got a fair amount. We've gotten a fair amount of snow along with all that, but it's changing. So it wouldn't matter because we're a virtual festival anyway. Although I suppose, as some of our guests that are missing today are experiencing power outages, where now, to the east of us here, we're in Beloit, which is about, hang on a second. It's about 90 minutes northwest of downtown Chicago. So about 90 minutes to the north. And so everything east of here, I suppose, now is getting not only the freezing temperatures that we had, and we had light fluffy snow with no ice, but now they're, I guess, getting all kinds of madness.
Yeah, and that's interesting for them because they're not used to it. Houston, Texas, they're not used to snow and having a power out, for 2 days, 3 days. Some of them are starting to get it back on. Tennessee, six inches of snow there, and their power's out. Some of them. It's very interesting. This is normal for you guys in Chicago.
Well, yeah, I mean, we get a snap like this every year, so it's not. But it's what I'm seeing around the rest of the country and what we have been seeing for the last year or so. You go back to the California wildfires, and I mean, look, I'm not a climate conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying we're seeing some pretty interesting things here, and I guess I'm trying to segue that into the fact that we've got a wonderful documentary film, actually a couple of great documentary films this year that deal with climate change and what's causing it. Just some really nicely done documentaries. One of them is called Kiss the Ground. It's narrated by Woody Harrelson. Yep. And boy, oh boy, what a great look at how we treat our soil on this planet and how critical. It turns out, according to this, if you buy into this doc, dirt is the most important thing that we have. And the way our dirt.
And I tell everybody this, on our Dream River Ranch, our soil's never been contaminated. There's never been any fracking. It's never had a fire on it. Those three things are very, very important no matter where you live, because it depends on how you grow your food. And then with our water is already filtered. We have the 1914 water rights. So again, water and food, very, very important these days, and if you can't grow it properly, you're back.
Right. It gets into the entire fabric of your life, from health and wellness on a day-to-day basis to the capacity to feed all the people that need to be fed, and quality foods. Also, there's the whole concept of this mysterious invisible methane gas that is creeping into our environment that is in fact causing more of the climate change and global warming that we're experiencing than carbon dioxide ever did. There's been I'll leave it to you to watch these documentaries, but boy, they sure do raise a lot of good questions. And isn't that what we're all about? The power of film to change our world for the better. To shed light on important topics and to have them shared with us in a very creative and artistic way. I mean, that's what we do here at the Beloit International Film Festival. We promote that kind of fare. And we're going to be kicking that thing off shortly after midnight on the 19th. So when it clicks over from the 18th to the 19th, you should be able to go online to our platform and start watching Biff movies right away if you like. You can start that binge right away. And all kinds of activities are going to be going on in addition to the movies right out of the box on our first day. We'll be I'll be on. We're going to do a simulcast radio thing here in town. It's a very popular talk show, morning talk show, and all their whole program from 9 a.m. to 11:30 on WCLO in Janesville, our sister city, will be all about Biff, and they'll be interviewing, filmmakers and people like me. So it's a great way to kick it off. And then right after, not long after that, at 1 p.m. Central Time, we'll be, we're really happy and proud about this one. We got Academy Award winner Rachel Portman to join us for a 1 hour special and to talk about her career. For those of you who might not be familiar.
She's a great composer. Always loved her work.
Phenomenal composer, won the Academy Award for Emma. First woman to ever win an Academy Award for composing. And she did films like Cider House Rules and Chocolat. You can find her catalog on imdb.com, and you'll be surprised at the titles that she's been involved with and the incredible filmmakers that she's worked with, the stars that she's worked with. And we had a little kind of a practice meeting, actually, just to talk through what we were going to do late last week. So I actually had a chance to meet with Rachel, and she's just a sweet person and just wildly talented. She also did Benny and June, the soundtrack for Benny and June. It's actually going to be one of our drive-in movies this year as well. So we're kind of doing a little connection there between that event and our drive-in series, which is 6 films that we're going to be showing on 6 nights here at the festival. It's a 10-day fest, so that means it's over 2 weekends. And so each of those weekends will feature 3 really fun and family-oriented films. We're trying to give back to our community here. And so we're going to be showing things like Isle of Dogs. Our sing-along film will be Wizard of Oz. Our classic film this year will be 16 Candles. All these are going to be out in a parking lot on the north end of the Ironworks campus where our offices are, and a lot of great stuff emanates from. We're going to create a little outdoor theater. So we've never done this in the dead of winter before, so we don't know what to expect. We do know that our Wisconsinites and Illinoisans are intrepid in the wintertime, so I don't think they'll have a problem with coming out and being in the cold with us. Like I said, fingers crossed, the temperatures are supposed to continue to rise, and we have very little snow in the forecast. So
you can't get any better than that in mid-February, you know?
Yeah. It's we're gonna and then all the films will be going on throughout the day on Monday, and I mentioned Isle of Dogs. That will be our first film of the series, our first drive-in film of the series. It's a great family film. It's a Wes Anderson stop motion animation. Very, very high quality stop motion. I know we've seen lots of different levels of stop motion.
No, that's actually a really good film.
It is. And you know what it's about? It's about a flu epidemic that affects dogs. So they take all the dogs and they send them to Trash Island. So it's the story of a young person who's trying to find his dog.
Did you ever think that 16 Candles would be a classic film?
Right? It is, though. I mean, we kind of go at anything that's 25 years and older. Yeah, we can pick for a classic film. We've got a great sponsor here in Beloit, First National Bank and Trust Company, that has sponsored this film, classic film, I believe, for every year of the festival. And this is our Sweet 16. So that's why we're showing 16 candles this year. We're no Molly Ringwald, but we are turning 16. So yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to be interacting with people in their cars. It all goes out over a radio, an FM radio band. So everybody will be in their cars, and I can talk to them on the microphone and do little introductions of our sponsors. And so it's it like I said, we don't know exactly what to expect, but we're feeling good about it. I think we're expecting that our entertainment starved locals are going to come out and bring the kids. So
talk about your team and how you put that together, because people don't understand what it's like behind the scenes putting a film festival together, picking films.
Well, we have several areas that we draw off of for staff help. We're a small nonprofit. We sort of have somewhere near $250,000 budget that includes in-kind and cash and grant sponsorships. So it rounds off to about that. But our sister festivals right around the corner here, Milwaukee and Madison, I mean, they have $1 million plus budgets. I think Milwaukee operates at a $1.5 million budget every year.
Wow.
So you look at what we're trying to accomplish, and we try to, ape some of these other bigger festivals. We try to do what we can to run with the big dogs, but we are what I call a boutique festival in the Midwest. We're in a state line area of Wisconsin and Illinois. Our staff has kind of changed in shape over the years. We're in a period of austerity right now. Obviously, everyone is, I guess, trying to sock away every shekel that we can to make it through this pandemic and still come up on the other side with a festival in 2022. So our staff is small. I think we call it a skeleton staff because everyone's so worn out. They're like dead. No, it's because we just don't have many staff members. Some of our board members are really important parts of our staff. Rick and Anna McGrath, their daughter Sabrina.
Oh yes, tell them I said hi.
Yeah, I will. I will do that. Yeah, all those guys. They're still in the thick of it. Anna is our board president, and she also has done all the work with our connection with Shift 72, our platform. She takes care of all of our ticketing, and she does a great deal of the content for our program book every year, organizing all the films. I mean, it's a good thing she's a fidgety multitasker, because that's what it takes to do her job. She is amazing. And Rick, her husband, likewise, is just he's our prime webmaster, but he also works in all of the marketing stuff that we do, and the artwork for our program book and our branding. He's just once again multitasking and doing everything from creating the website to delivering program books around the area and moving equipment. It's all of us are doing all these things because we're a small group. I also have we have a lot of board members that pitch in different areas, whether it's education, hospitality. So our board is a working board. We had a massive program book and poster distribution network that was created this year for all of our board members, and so we got those people working for us. We get plenty of volunteers. We have a massive volunteer roster, but because we're not in venues this year, we don't have the same need for volunteers. The people that will greet you at the venue and take your tickets and all that kind of stuff. We're not doing it this year. But we do have a small group that will be helping out at all the drive-ins. Some of our volunteers that wore hats in other areas are going to move over to drive-in traffic control and operations help with setup and tear down of equipment. And this year, I have to say, I was really fortunate to get to hire back someone who's been working with us for a long time. I don't know. Do you remember Kristen Peterson?
Yeah, I remember the name. Yeah,
she was here when you were here with working with Rod when we were doing Hollywood and Biff, and I think we were even involved with the Julian Dubuque.
Oh yeah,
Film
yeah, yeah,
Festival
yeah.
at that time. So Kristen was just, I mean, she left us sort of for a few years, and she's been a filmmaker and making great films. She's got another film in the festival this year, but she has just been a champion for me, helping to set up all this virtual stuff, helping to coordinate in every aspect of the festival. And I was so lucky to be able, that we were able to hire a great sort of Girl Friday. You know, she does it all. So, and along with that, we had Sabrina, who does all of our social media stuff out there.
She was
and
very, very
a lot,
good. Yeah.
Yeah, she's super bam, you know, super speedy and efficient, and a hard worker too. So our little family is, and I have to also say, Nancy Clark Mather, one of our MVPs on the board, has been doing all sorts of work in the fundraising department, and just helping out wherever possible. I have to make sure I wave her flag, because she's also my significant other, my companion. So
Oh, that's cool.
I love Nancy.
Is Adam there still?
Adam has been helping out. Yeah, Adam Fogerty, who is actually living in Sioux Falls, South Dakota right now. Although I heard he might be heading toward Las Vegas way. I don't know if that's true or not. You have to look at, get in touch with him and find out. But Adam's role this year was curator, and he curated a bunch of really, really good films for us. Again, he does every year. He's one of those guys out there that's got a real nose for cinematic content. He seems to be able to pick out good films almost at a glance. And so he's not going to be traveling here during the festival this year, because he often does come to town and helps out with hospitality. But he'll be watching from home, and you never know. Adam will probably call me tomorrow and ask if there's anything he can do to get involved with us. And you know, there are always things to do. In fact, he might get the call for moderator, for a Q&A moderator. We've got some great young people. I've got a young man who just got his master's degree in film studies, who's been doing anything from creating composites for our short slots to actually being a cameraman for our reveal party, and doing manual labor for other things. We've got a couple of those guys on staff. Jimmy Velasco from Beloit College is one of our interns this year. So we've got some young blood in the lineup, because you know, right now our demographic is heavily in the area of 55 to 75. So we have to start building toward the future, and building our audience from the next generation coming up. And so it's nice that we've got young people in our ranks, and getting our you know, millennials and that whole crew excited about supporting the festival as we move forward. We're on an agenda to build BIF. We've got a whole new donation mechanism that's called Build Up BIF. And it's a way for the people that really love and care about the festival, not just our corporate sponsors and our grant organizations. We're reaching out to all of our BIF Nation fan base to say, you know, every dollar, if you have a dollar, whatever you can afford to contribute, it makes a big difference. We're trying to shoot for a $10,000 donation amount by the end of this year's festival. So the info will be available online and showing up wherever you are. If you're watching films, you'll see that go just text build to 44-321. That's build to 44-321. If you want to contribute to helping to build up the future of our festival. And yeah, we're gonna next year. We hope to have added at least 2, if not 3, new venues downtown. I mean, we're talking bigger venues, 200 seaters,
Wow.
with bigger screens, bigger and better screens. That's, you know, our festival has been, like I said, the boutique sort of original Sundance kind of format, where we've every year we've got some venues that are converted rooms that are restaurants downtown, and you know, it's great. It's fun. It's intimate, and it's out of the ordinary, and it's all very close by. Everything's walkable. We're going to continue to be a walkable festival in 2022, but we'll have a couple of new venues downtown, and so we're excited about that. Beloit is just growing month by month. We've got a brand new Amazon fulfillment center in town now, so that's attracting a lot more labor force, both blue collar and white collar. And so, yeah, the whole community is growing. We've got a brand new baseball stadium that's being built right now and will be available starting in the midsummer. So our local minor league baseball team, by the way, we're paying homage to our baseball mascot, long time, for decades. Snappy D Turtle has been an important part of our minor league baseball team here. He is possibly being put out to pasture for a new brand as we go into this new stadium phase, but he's our honorary chairperson this year for the festival. Every year we honor somebody, and it's often in the film industry. I mean, David Zucker was our honorary chairperson one year. We've had, you know, a number of celebrities and a number of local luminaries, but this year it's Snappy, and everyone's excited about that because everybody loves Snappy.
I think that's pretty cool, actually. Did you ever see 5 years ago? Did you think that you would ever be a director of this?
I wasn't sure if I was kind of cut out for this type of work. I mean, my background is as a singer-songwriter and a stage entertainer, you know, for many, many years, my whole adult life, really. And I still play and sing and write, but you know, you got to have a job. Especially now, man, I'm glad I got this job versus the music job, because it's been so hard for my fellow musician friends out there to be able to keep working. But I came on board because our mutual friend Rod Bodwin reached out and said, "Hey, buddy, I need help with this film festival." So I actually moved from a beautiful little resort town in Wisconsin to Beloit, which at the time was not exactly the garden spot of the state. But, you know, as time passed by, I was here for the very first film festival, and I used to work down here as part of their annual Riverfest as well, as a performer and as a staffer. So I've had a long relationship with Beloit, but man, when I finally moved here, let's just say it looks a hell of a lot different and a lot better today than it did back then. And even that 15-year span of time, 15, 16 years, it's just amazing. So we're excited to be growing along with this renaissance that's happening in Beloit. And we're hosting at least two Academy members this year. And that means we'll be able to apply to become an Academy qualifying festival.
That's really good.
Next year. So you know what that's all about, Brian. It means that filmmakers that are, you know, that want to be considered for an Oscar nomination, you have to play at a festival that is qualifying, that is capable of qualifying you for the Oscars. So that's the next step, because that will bring us another level of filmmaker and quality of film here. Yeah, just we're not trying to grow too fast, but I think our relationship with Chicagoland is growing every year. You know, you've heard me talk about that. Our corridor to Chicago and Chicago filmmaking has really been a real nice addition to the festival, and it's been growing incrementally over the last 5 years or so in a big way. We're in tight with Columbia College, especially with DePaul University, and I hope to cement our relationship with some of the film organizations in Chicago as well. And I don't know, we want to just keep growing, keep becoming more of a force, and keep trying to keep up with our neighborhood film festivals in Madison and Milwaukee, and of course the Chicago Film Festival as well. So we're doing okay this year, man. Whatever happens, happens. You know, we're gonna try to give the people the best that we possibly can, and we're just you know, and then we'll see where the chips fall. But I'm feeling pretty good about it actually right now. I think.
Last two questions. Talk about where they can get tickets and social media links.
All your needs can be filled at beloitfilmfest.org, beloitfilmfest.org. From there, you can also go to, you know, our Instagram is at Beloit Film Fest. Same with Facebook, Beloit Film Fest, and our Twitter account too. I don't think we have a TikTok account or a Snapchat account, but we've got content on YouTube as well. And yeah, just dial up beloitfilmfest.org on your browser, and you can find out everything you need to know. By the way, well, I don't know when this airs. What is this airing today, or is this airing tomorrow, or tomorrow? Okay. We are going to be doing, well, another thing you will be able to find there is for those of you who are interested in navigating the site and maybe going and picking out a couple of films to watch. We are going to be doing a Q&A for How to Biff tonight, a Zoom Q&A, and we'll be answering a lot of questions about how to navigate this virtual world and our platform, and try to make it easier for people. I mean, our festival is going to be a computer-based festival. It'll be on browsers that can be, you know, mirrored to your television. If you have an Apple TV unit or a Roku or a Chromecast, or if you have a smart TV that allows for mirroring, it's just that you can use your phone, you know, to mirror to your television set, or you can hardwire. Just if you got something that accepts HDMI cable, you can do it that way too. So yeah, that's probably going to be the part of our process that's going to be bringing us the most calls and chats. We do have a chat line at the site too. So if you go to our site and you need if our FAQs aren't covering it for you, you can chat with and you might even be chatting with me. And also, when we do this Q&A tonight, it will be recorded and it will be posted, so you can revisit that as well and hear us talking about how to navigate and hear some of the questions from our audience. As we get ready the countdown has begun, you know, like I said, the 19th at midnight, bam, we're live. And it's a video on demand program. So you don't have to worry about a schedule for the films. That will be a VOD. At 3 o'clock in the morning, you want to watch a Biff film, you go right ahead. Now, we do have a schedule for all the Q&As, and that is up on our website right now. So you can already see which films are grouped together, because we have so many films, 100 films. We're grouping some of them together, and we'll have moderators for those, and you'll be able to see us conversing with them. You'll be able to ask questions, and yeah, it's everything's there. It's all in place, and we're hoping that everything, if the technology doesn't let us down, we should be just fine.
And that's why I get now, because I can see the winds and everything picking up. Plus, you're busy. All right, Greg, I want to thank you for this. I want to get this up as soon as we can. And again, I'm going to watch, I'm going to watch in like the next 20 minutes, Kiss the Ground.
Yeah, watch that. Well, it's really good. And, he's a great narrator. He's got that friendly voice. By the way, for those of you who are really interested in getting some Biff on, we do have a festival pass this year. For Film Society members, it's $100 for all you can watch during the 10 days of Biff, and it's $120 for non-members. You can also join our Film Society and be part of that deal if you like. But yeah, so you can binge the whole festival if you want to for $120.
I think that's great.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent price, for people out there who really get into independent film.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
All right, Greg, I want to thank you for this. Continue the good work. I'll be paying attention, and I'll be talking about it again next Tuesday on our Tuesday show also. All right, so I've got to say to everybody, if you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. We're in a wacky time, but you know what? Music and films can help us bring us out of that gloom and doom, right?
Amen, brother. I concur.
All right, man. I will talk to you soon, and good luck with everything, all right?
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah.